I want to emphasize two things that Chair Monter said. First of all, this was an incredibly difficult decision. It was a painful decision for me and for the Board of Trustees. We are well aware of the long tradition of Hofstra football. We know that we are making transition difficult. We will try to ease it, but for our students and our student athletes and our coaches and so on. So there's no joy in this whatsoever. There's a lot of pain in it. But nonetheless, we were all absolutely certain that this is the right decision for Hofstra University. So let me explain to you why. First of all, I want to emphasize this is not a cutting of our budget. It's not that we're going to eliminate football and spend less money. This is a strategic reallocation of those resources in a sports program which, after exhaustive review, we concluded did not bring the benefits and could not bring the benefits that you would think that you would want of a national highest level athletic program to us, to our number one priority, which is to academic measures, and that would mean we use the savings for academic initiatives and for, most importantly, for more need-based scholarship aid to a broader group of students. So let me tell you what this is not. This is not a reflection of an economic crisis at Hofstra. I can't blame it, and I wouldn't blame it on economic straitjackets at the university. We are doing very well. Every institution has been affected by the economy to some extent, but we have done remarkably well. We just got an A credit rating reaffirmed by Standard & Poor's and Moody's. We're in the middle of two construction projects, a $10 million renovation, what used to be the jet facility into an interim medical school facility, and a $7 million expansion and refurbishment of a physical fitness center for all of our students. A new medical school is coming online in the fall of 2011. We will be building a brand new medical school building for $100 million and so on. So this is not any financial crisis at the university. It's simply, but that said, no institution can afford to do everything no matter what the return is. And what we decided in this situation was under a normal cost-benefit analysis, it didn't make sense to continue our football program. Our football program has not produced, as I said before, the benefits that one would expect from a top-level, highest-level athletic competition. And the reason for one of the main reasons for that is that we do not play at the highest level. We do not play in a bowl conference. So there is no national coverage in the football championship series, what used to be called 1AA. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The people who win the championships lose just as much money after they win the championship the next year as they did before. 3 of the last 4 years, the Appalachian State was the champion. Last year, Richmond was the champion. I don't think too many people will remember that in terms of the lack of national coverage. So, you know, in a sense, this subdivision of football is like football purgatory. It is like you need to spend a lot of money to be competitive, but there are none of the benefits that a robust athletic program produces. And in fact, at Hofstra, this program did not produce significant support from any of our constituencies. It did not produce financial support. In 2008 and 2009, Hofstra University expended a net, after all revenues are considered, of $4.5 million for this football program. And that number, the net, and that accounts taking, you know, all ticket sales, all gifts, all income on endowments, which after 69 years is about a $400,000 football endowment, which produces 5% a year, which comes nowhere close to meeting a $4.5 million shortfall. So it hasn't been supported. Financially, it's a significant amount of money. The attendance has been very disappointing over the years. It's a 13,000 seat stadium. You know, we average 500 of our students per game. And that includes the cheerleaders and the dance club and the pep band, all of whom are great. But when you substitute all that, you can see this does not have broad student interest. I mean, we have 12,500 students. We have 4,200 students on campus. The tickets are free, absolutely free, and we can only average 500 students per game. We have 172 season tickets to football for a 13,000-seat stadium. We have 750, by the way, season tickets to basketball in a much smaller arena. Only seats 4,000 or 5,000 or so. So, you know, people have voted on this in terms of their financial support and their attendance for it. And as I said, it just hasn't generated the national media that we wanted to get out of it. So it's a simple cost-benefit analysis. We believe, and the board believes, most importantly, that the benefits that we were getting back from this simply weren't worth $4.5 million a year and rising, and that we would be better off reallocating those resources to other purposes. Academics are our first priority. We are not, athletics are important, but academics are not, academics is our first priority. So we have a new medical school coming online. We need to take advantage of the opportunities it offers. We need to increase our undergraduate and graduate sciences. That requires more faculty lines, more laboratories, more research. We need to take our engineering program, which is now just a program, and raise its profile and turn it into a school of engineering. We need to create a public health program and ultimately a school of public health program. And all of those resources that every year, 4.5, and it would have been $5 million a year, and then it would have been 5.5, all of those resources, instead of going into a football program which doesn't generate any significant interest, will go into academics. And the other purpose, as I said before, is that the saved funds will be used for need-based scholarships. And I have to tell you that, you know, it just, in this economy and in the foreseeable future, we are just sad every time I hear a good student say, I really want to go to Hofstra, it's my first choice, but I can't afford it. I can't afford it. You know, my parents can't afford it, or I can't afford it. Or students who are here and have done well who say, I can't stay here and graduate. I'd love to stay here and graduate, but the debt load is too high, I can't get loans. So we need, Hofstra University, we need to keep good students and spread it out over many students by increasing our need-based aid. So those will be the two purposes that these saved funds will go to. And the last thing I want to say to you is that this in no way diminishes the fact that we believe a robust athletic program is extremely important to Hofstra University. In fact, we want to play at the highest national level. So we are keeping and have no plans to drop any other sports. We're keeping our 17 teams, which don't play in a lower division in 1A as football does, but at the highest level. That will require a continuing investment a year on the part of the university of $18 million. I mean, we are committing $18 million a year to have a first-rate program, athletic program. And this also has no reflection on the team or the players or the coach. This doesn't have to do with how they are doing, what kind of a job they are doing, whatever. They have made us proud. They're all good people. This has to do with a built-in structural weakness which requires the expenditure of tremendous sums with no cap in sight for very little return. Thank you.